Hey, friends, it's me, Christiana Gaudet. I am your Tarot Fairy Godmother. So nice to see you here. And we start off right away with a brand new member, Chriswell265. Thank you so much for being a member of this channel. And thank you to everyone who is here. Obviously, a special shout out to our members. And you know who the members are because you see their names in green with a cute little sun after them. The color of the sun determines how long they've been a member for. The yellow sun is new. The yellow and purple sun is 1 month. 2 months and more, it is a green sun. And then it'll change again. I think it'll change again soon. I'm not sure. It changes again, I think, at 3 months and then at like 6 months or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. The fact is, I am so grateful to all of you for being here. Those of you watching in archive, I appreciate you as well. Thank you for being here. All right. And Chriswell, you have now achieved maximum vaximum. Very well done. More applause for that. Very good. So happy that you now have some measure of protection against COVID. That is fabulous. Hey, Ronald, nice to see you here. I think you had a question about when our meetup in Palm City is going to be. For you and for everyone else who is local, David, Victor, Jake 5345, who is Robin, anyone else here who is local, we are meeting Sunday, this coming Sunday, like day after tomorrow, 4 p.m. at the Palm City Panera, Town Center Square. Be there or be square. And yes, Robin Renee is also a brand new member. Absolutely. And Robin Renee is the one who gave me the name of Tarot Fairy Godmother. So a special appreciation to her and to all of you who are here. We do this twice a month. A Global Tarot Circle, that's this one. Global Tarot Circle has actually been meeting since like 2012. We used to meet on WebEx, which is a conferencing software like Zoom. Then we moved over to Facebook Live, and now we're here on YouTube. But we've been doing this for a long time. And then we have another meetup that we just sort of call Tarot Meetup on YouTube. And so we have 2 meetups a month. We also do 2 free classes here a month. And I try to come on about 4 times a week with free live reading sessions. So that's what we do here. We also have a lot in archive. I've had this channel for many, many years. I used to have a webcast called Christiana's Psychic Cafe. There's a lot of old episodes of that. Some of those are actually really kind of fascinating, and some of them are just good for a laugh. I also used to do a series called Christiana Answers Your Questions About Tarot. So, go through the playlist, see what you see. I also have a bunch of reviews on tarot, oracle, decks, and some books. But that has nothing to do with what we're going to do here for the next hour. For the next hour, we are going to do some readings. We're going to read for each other, and we'll do that for about half an hour. And then we're going to do tarot study, where we will address any questions that you have about tarot and the practice of tarot. So let me say hi to some folks here. Horse Van Dunn, so nice to see you, and thanks for being a member. David Victor, so nice to see you. Jake 5345, who is Robin, glad that you are here. Irene Colombo, happy to see you. Smile Soul 20, thank you for being a member. And the first one in with a question, we will get started with that in just a moment. Luna Song, Irene Colombo, so nice to see all of you. Let's see, Betty Flesher, so nice to see you. Thank you for being a member. Clumsy Clairvoyance, nice to see you. Thank you for being a member. Luna Song, you will be, when you say you'll be there, do you mean you'll be in Palm City with us? Very cool. Make sure you let me know who you are, because I bet you won't be there at the table saying, I'm Luna Song. So good to see you. Nalini, nice to see you. Jill Watson, nice to see you. Hope we'll see you on Sunday at Panera. Karen Maynard, thank you for being a member of this channel. So nice to see you, and I hope we'll see you as well. Jan Simpson Setkowski, so nice that you are here. Thank you for being here. And wow, we are starting things out the right way. Thank you so much. Clumsy Clairvoyance, who is also a member of this channel, has given us a super sticker. Thank you. That is another way you can support this channel with super chat and super sticker. And we absolutely appreciate that. Thank you so very much. All right. So Smile Soul 20 knows what's up. Now's the time that we do readings. So I do like you to introduce yourself by telling us where in the world you are and the deck you're working with. And you know what I thought would be great too? I've been getting the Accelerants platform ready for StarCon. Tickets will be available for StarCon very soon. They'll probably go on sale tomorrow, so hallelujah for that. But Accelerants is now having us put every speaker's pronouns. And that's such a good thing. It's such a good idea. So normally I've been having people share where in the world you are and the deck you're working with. But if you'd like to also add your pronouns, please do feel free. My pronouns are she and her. I am in Palm City, Florida, and I am using today, I just can't seem to get away from this deck. It is the Smith-Waite Tarot, the little one. It comes in the tin. And there's a part of me that's like, I've got all of these fancy decks. And I keep going back to this one. What does that say? I don't know. I think it says I'm lazy, honestly. It's just so easy for me. And, so there it is. And that's what I'm doing. So tell us where in the world you are. Give us your pronouns if you like. Tell us what deck you're using. And we will commence with the readings. So how does this go? If you have a question that you would like to ask a room full of tarot readers, now's the time. Go ahead and put your question in. I will address the question with a single card reading. Anyone else who would like to do that reading will put the name of the person they're reading for, the card they got, and their interpretation. If I read for you, make sure you go down the list and get the rest of your reading. We really are a global tarot circle. That means that you get a full reading with people from all over the world. But you have to put it together by reading through the comments. And it's always interesting to see when we get same cards, similar cards, conflicting cards. It's always an interesting thing. And if we've done a reading for you in the past and something has changed or something has happened, let us know. Let us know how the reading has turned out. Now, if you'd like to participate in this and get a reading but don't know what question to ask, do as Smile Soul 20 has done and ask, what does the universe want me to know? And so this will be the first question that we do. At Smile Soul 20, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. What does the universe want her to know? The moon reversed. Do not be afraid to use your own psychic ability. I know you have a new tarot deck. Do not be afraid to use it. Do not be afraid to open up to that. It's all in you. Let's see what other people have to say here. Okay, let's see. Jill, we will see you in Palm City. That's fabulous. Okay, Kathy, so nice to see you. Glad you're here. I remember you completely. Glad you're here. Irene Colombo is that Minnesota? Working with the Vice Versa Tarot. Jake, who is who's local. Jake is actually not Jake. Jake is Robin. We've got a couple of Robins here, Robin Renee and Jake. using the RSW, the Rider Smith weight. Nalini in Ormond by the Sea using Radiant Rider weight. Jill is here in Stuart, Florida, working with the Radiant Rider weight. Robin Renee, thank you for being a member here in Pittsburgh using the Field Tarot. Horse Van Dunn, pronouns she, her, using Legacy of the Divine, one of my favorite decks. And let's see, we're going to get to Jan's question next. And we have a few people checking in. Kathy's in St. Petersburg. So happy to see you. Horse Van Dunn is in New Mexico. Jan uses she, her pronouns and is in Oklahoma, where the wind comes rushing down the plane. And that, friends, is why I'm a tarot reader and not on Broadway. But every time I hear Oklahoma, that's where I want to go, right? Clumsy Clairvoyance is, let's see, is in the scorching hot desert, the high desert of California, using Crystal Unicorn Tarot. Criswell is in Deerfield Beach using a Tor Tarot. Kathy is using the holographic Rider weight. Do you love it? Okay, lots of good questions. All right, Karen Maynard, she, her, from Port St. Lucie, Florida, working with Quick and Easy. But I was curious because I was curious about the interpretations of the cards. And just to be clear about that, Karen well knows the interpretations of the cards. She's a professional reader. She was curious about how that deck works with interpretations. Peggy Lou, thank you for being a member. The Ancient Forest in Oak Hill, Florida. She, her pronouns, Radiant Rider weight. And let's see. Shelley from Maine, nice to see you. Okay, Melissa, nice to see you working with Modern Witch Tarot. Fun deck, I like that one. Okay, we're going all the way back, and now we are going back to questions. And I know who the next question is. The next question is Jan. Next question is Jan. Let's see. Here we go. What is my future love life? If you would like to do this reading, at Jan Simpson Stakowski, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. What do we see for the future in Jan's love life? 10 of Cups, couldn't get better. I don't know if this has to do with the current situation or someone new. I can't tell you that, but I can tell you there is happy love in your future. I promise. Okay. Irene Galumbo is the next question. If you'd like to do this reading, at Irene Galumbo, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. And for those of you who are new readers, obviously, I speak more quickly than you can type. Just do the ones you're called to. Just do every other one if you like. But this is great practice in reading one card, and it's great practice in speed reading. Okay, Irene Galumbo, here we are. What is your next step? Magician reversed. Sit where you are and go deeper where you are. It's not time to go forward, it's time to go deeper. Okay, Luna Song. What is the vibration frequency that I'm at right now? What an interesting question. If you would like to do this reading, at Luna Song, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, what is the vibration frequency that you are at right now? Ace of Swords reversed. You know, my concern here is about kind of what is really true for you. Because we can have a lot of truths all at the same time. And I feel like there are some things that you are avoiding. That there are some things like you are handling and dealing with very well, and other things that you're avoiding. And you want to go into looking at what are you avoiding, which is a hard thing to do because you're avoiding it. But there it is. Okay, Nalini, I would like to know what the universe wants me to know. If you would like to do this reading, at Nalini Kalu, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Let's see what we see. Nalini Kalu, a reading for you. 6 of Swords, you're moving forward. You really are. The worst is behind you. Remember to be logical. You are moving in the right direction. Horse Van Dun, thank you for being a member of this channel. What does the universe want me to know? Okay, if you'd like to do this reading, at Horse Van Dun, the name of the cards you got and your interpretation. Let's take a look and see what we see. What does the universe want you to know? 9 of Cups reversed. There are some things going on here that you are not satisfied with. Nothing you can do about it. You got to ride with it. Let's turn this card right side up to bring in a better energy of satisfaction for you. But some things you just got to kind of be there for and deal with, whether you like it or not. And that's where we're at. It's okay, though. You'll be fine. All will be well. Ronald DeWald in Stuart, Florida. What does the universe want me to know? Okay. If you'd like to do this reading, at Ronald DeWald, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. What does the universe want Ronald to know? King of Wands. I think you're kind of on top of it right now. I think you are in a good space creatively, spiritually. You are really large and in charge. And there's a lot there that's really powerful. This is about being in your own power, being a good leader, sharing with others, helping others, nurturing your creativity and your spirituality, and allowing those things to nurture others. Okay, question from Jill. My book has been on hold with several publishing companies during the whole pandemic. Will this cycle move forward soon? If you would like to do this reading, at Jill Watson, the name of the cards you got and your interpretation, what do we see there? 2 of Swords, you're going to have to be patient. It's going to take a minute. I've always thought that this will ultimately go forward, but it's not going to be quick. You know, the thing is, though, with that 2 of Swords is I wonder in the end if you're going to end up having to choose between 2 publishers. I do wonder that. Okay, Betty Flesher, thank you so much for being a member of this channel. What does the universe want me to know? If you'd like to do this reading for Betty, at Betty Flesher, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Let's see what we got. 9 of Pentacles. This is so good. You've been getting such good cards recently, Betty. For me, this says that you're really in a place of security, emotionally, financially, feeling strong in yourself, feeling strong with your ancestors, feeling strong going forward, and feeling self-motivated. So that's a beautiful thing. Okay. All right, here we go. Hang on. I have scrolling issues. Give me a minute. Peggy Lou. Peggy Lou, thank you so much for being a member of this channel. What does the universe want me to know? If you'd like to do this reading for Peggy Lou, at Peggy Lou Levens, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. 3 of Pentacles reversed. If you've got something in your life that isn't working, you're going to have to really look at that. And you're going to have to say, am I okay with this not working and just moving forward with it not working? Can I try to make it work? Or do I just have to give up? I feel like there's something there where you have to be, and I can't answer that question for you, but I feel like that's the question you need to be asking. Okay, Karen Maynard. Thank you so much for being here and for being a member of this channel. How will my trip go next week? So excited that you're having a trip. I got the 8 of Swords reversed. I feel like there may be things here that cause some anxiety but it's anxiety that you can manage and deal with. And so there are parts of it that will be hard and that will be scary, but I think you're on top of it, and I think you can make it happen, and it will be fine. And of course, if you want to do this reading, at Karen Maynard, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Okay. Here is the question from Clumsy Clairvoyance. Thank you for being a member of this channel, and thank you for the super sticker. Okay. If you'd like to answer this question at Clumsy Clairvoyance, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, how can I be a better person today than I was yesterday? That is a great question for all of us all the time, isn't it? Justice. Be fair to yourself. Think about, what is really fair. Be fair to others and recognize the difference between equality and equity. Right? Equity means some people need more than others because they have a bigger deficit. Be patient with the deficit of others. Okay, and thank you everyone for doing great readings. Lisa Oxford, so nice to see you. Lisa from New York, what does the universe want me to know? And if you'd like to do this reading, at Lisa Oxford, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. 7 of Swords. This is all about trust. Is there a way that you are not trusting yourself when you should? Is there someone around you that you're not trusting or who's not behaving in a trustworthy way? Take a look at how trust is showing up in your life right now. Okay, here we go. Robin Renee Albritton. Thank you for being a member of this channel. If you'd like to do this reading, at Robin Renee Albritton, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. What does my future love hold? Future love life. 7 of Wands. Right now, it's about being defensive against people who aren't good enough for you. Wait for the good one. So says your fairy godmother. Okay. Jill, I got to you. We did you. It was the 2 of Swords. It's going to take a minute, Jill, but in the end, you may end up choosing between two contracts, 2 publishers. Hey, Shelley Beals, what does my soul need to heal? All right. If you would like to do this reading, at Shelley Beals, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, what does my soul need to heal? The Empress. I wonder if there's issues having to do with your mother or having to do with children or something about family stuff, either yourself as a mother or your own mother. There's something there that needs to be healed. And again, if you'd like to do that reading, at Shelley Beals, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. And thank you, everyone, for being here and for participating in this group reading session. It's a lot of fun. We really appreciate it. Oh, Julia, so nice to see you, Julia, and thank you so much. Julia says, I'm so happy for you that you are joining the Grand Dames of Tarot at Omega. You have truly arrived, and rightly so. Thank you so much for that. Yes, if you have not heard, I will be presenting at the Masters of the Tarot Conference at Omega at the end of this month. Very, very excited. If you can get there, please do. Please do. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Chalks box? My husband is unemployed and we are broke. Any advice? All right. If you would like to do this reading, at Chalksbox, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, what do we say? Shuffling. Okay, Chalks box. Two of Swords reversed. You have some hard decisions you need to make. The way you are living, you're going to have to make some changes. It may be changes in the kind of work he's looking for. It may be changes in what you're doing. It may be changes in where you're living. But be open to making some hard decisions. Okay. Robin, Spiritual Journeys. So great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Question, what is the slump I'm going through at this moment? All right, if you'd like to do this reading, Robin Spiritual Journeys, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Let's take a look. Queen of Wands. You know, I don't know what the slump is, but I know what the solution is. You have to really try to force your creative energy and your spiritual energy, your psychic energy. If you could spend some time in nature, and or spend some time with fire. Even just lighting a candle and meditating with a candle would help a great deal. Seriously. All right, Kathy DuPont, so happy to see you. Cannot wait till the next time our paths cross again, perhaps at the next FPG. Okay, question please. On the edge of major decisions that can impact my future. I've been doing well on my own merits. I have met resistance and so far I'm doing well. Time to become more of a leader. Is it time? Oh, David, I bet it's pronounced shoebox. I bet you're right. Okay, that's clever if it is. Okay, Kathy DuPont. Is it time for Kathy to become more of a leader? If you'd like to do this reading, at Kathy DuPont, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. Time to become more of a leader. Page of Cups. It's time to communicate more, and that is certainly part of leadership. Share more of your heart, communicate more, listen more to the hearts of others, and that's how you get through the resistance, and that's how you lead. Mystics Haven, so nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. What inner and outer work do I most need to focus on at this time in my life? If you'd like to do this reading, at Mystics Haven, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. So the Wheel of Fortune, and this could be both inner and outer, it's about dealing with the ups and downs of life. It's about dealing with the things that we cannot control and how we get through that, how we acknowledge the ups and downs, but how we don't let those things drive us any more than they have to. Okay. And again, if you'd like to do that reading at Mystics Haven, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. And again, thank you everyone for doing this reading. Yes, correct, shoebox. That is really smart. I can totally see it now. Please forgive my very American, I don't speak a lot of languages thing. Thank you. Okay. Hey, Samantha, nice to see you. I emailed you. If you'd like to read for Samantha, at Samantha79, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. What work should I focus on? And I have a feeling that she's not talking about a career. She's talking about sort of her personal work, spiritual work, psychic work, but I'm not sure, but that's just what I'm thinking. Spiritual healing work, that kind of thing. I could be wrong though. If you'd like to do this reading at Samantha79, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. 6 of Cups, healing from the past. Without a question. Okay, so from my perspective, I have gotten to every question. If I've accidentally missed you, I am so sorry. Please do reiterate the question. If you're here and have not yet asked a question, now is the time. We will be closing the floor to questions soon. Yes, metaphysical work. Yeah, that's what I thought, Samantha. All right. And so for a few more moments, the floor is still open to questions for tarot reading. And now we are opening the floor to questions about tarot reading. questions about tarot reading, questions about psychic development, questions about the cards. Have you done a reading recently that you did not understand? Is there a particular card or suit that you're struggling with? Do you want to know more about how to work with a particular spread? What is it that you would like to know about tarot? That's what we focus on in the next half hour. So the floor is open for both kinds of questions. I'd also like to remind you to like this video. If you are not a subscriber of this channel, please do subscribe. And if you would like to join, we would welcome you as a member. I would also like to remind you that I have written books, Tarot Tour Guide and Fortune Stellar, both available on Kindle and also available from Amazon and at your local bookstores. So definitely check them out. Check them out. And while we're waiting for questions, I do have a couple of things I'd like to work on. But let me see what comes up in the questions first. I do want to remind you to check out my website, tarotbychristiana.com or christianagaudet.com. And while you're there, you can make an appointment for a reading. You can also subscribe to my weekly newsletter. Favorite 3-card spread. Great question from Peggy Lou. And this is for daily spreads. Favorite 3-card spread for daily spreads. So to be honest, I don't do a lot of 3-card spreads. I do the 3-card spread of the week, which is just 3 cards that I smush together. For other people, I do like a 3-card relationship spread, which is 3 piles. Hang on one second. I got someone blowing up my phone here. Hang on one second. Okay. So, please apologize for that. Okay. So, my favorite 3-card spread, I wouldn't do it as a daily spread, but the relationship spread, which I do by breaking the deck into 3 piles. And then I would turn over the top cards. The card on the left would be the person you're in a relationship with. The card on the right would be you. The card in the middle would be a relationship, the relationship. If you need to go deeper, look at the next cards. If you need to go even deeper, look at the bottom of the pile. If you're doing this for a relationship that isn't you, just say which one it is. First one's John, last one's Mary. Just say it. So that's my favorite 3-card spread. It becomes a 9-card spread. I think if it were I were just doing a daily spread that was 3 cards, it would be body, mind, and spirit. How am I doing? How am I taking care of myself? How is my well-being of body, mind, and spirit? That would probably be my favorite. And so I want to hear from you. What are your favorite 3-card spreads? Do you do 3-card spreads? Label it 3-card, hashtag 3-card. Do you do 3-card spreads? How do you do them? What are they? What are your favorites? It's a great question. What about you, Peggy Lou? Do you do them? What's your favorite? Did I write these books this year, Jill? No, I did not. Those are both 2nd edition. They're both in their 2nd edition. Okay. Speaking of spreads, from Samantha, what is your mostly used go-to spread for reading for others or yourself? Great question. If you'd like to answer this question, your favorite go-to spread, tag it go-to spread and tell us, mine is my 11-card Celtic Cross. I love that spread so much. I've been doing it for more than 25 years. And man, it's like my husband. I've been doing him for more than 25 years too. I swear to goodness. Just never wanted to look elsewhere. I have actually tried other spreads. I will use other spreads for specific things, but just a go-to comprehensive spread, that is my favorite spread. Okay. Okay. Nalini, when you get a reverse card in a reading, what does it mean when you turn it around? That's magic. I will only turn it around if I am trying to welcome more of such an energy. For example, or trying to get rid of, well, let's see. If the card that came up was the Two of Cups reversed, and that was coming up for a person who was having a lousy love life, I would turn that right side up to welcome a better relationship, welcoming that energy in. That's a kind of tarot magic. It's the tarot magic of reversals. Now, however, if the Seven of Swords came up, I might turn that this way to help welcome healing, to lessen this energy of depression and worry and insomnia and upset. I might reverse it this way to lessen it. So Rachel Pollack, who will be a headline speaker at StarCon, by the way, Rachel says that reversing a card can be a magical act, and I take that at her word. Okay. Hey, Chriswell, did I get your question? Did I read for you? You've been reading for everyone else. I did not get your question. Other people did. Let me do Chriswell's question, and then I'll go back to the tarot stuff for Chriswell, and thank you for becoming a member. Is there a potentially romantic interest in my life? Is it worth pursuing, or am I just chasing the impossible dream? Now, see, as soon as you start saying things from musicals, you're going to get me to sing again, and that's never a good thing, right? I was singing that song this morning while I was making my bed. I was. But I shouldn't do it here, and I shan't. Okay. Is there a potentially romantic interest in your life? Three of Pentacles. There is something there that you might need to work at a little bit, but it's possible. It's possible. Okay. I apologize for not seeing that earlier. Okay. Now let's go back here. Lots of great readings going on still. Okay, regarding 3-card spreads, you plus me equals us from Clumsy Clairvoyance. That's beautiful. Robin Renee wants to know more about the Suit of Wands, especially because she's a Sagittarius, which is a fire sign, and the wands are about fire. We will absolutely talk about that. Karen Maynard, 3-card spread. I've gotten in the habit recently of making up spreads as I go for myself and my clients. I do 3-card spreads for myself every morning. I love the making up a spread. I think that's really good. Looking at what's going on and just coming up with positions and questions for that situation and then doing that spread. Peggy Lou does past, present, future. Man, it's a classic. Can't go wrong. That's a good one. Irene does 3 cards for 3 parts of the week. So is that like the first half of the week, the second half of the week, and the weekend? Is that how that goes? Why look at the bottom of the deck? You know, some people just do. It's like what lies beneath. What's at the very bottom of this? Let's get to the bottom of this. It's a thing. So Jill, my favorite spread is 9 cards, and it's the 9-card box, 3 by 3. Down is past, present, future. Across is love, money, health. That's smart. I like that. I like that. Ashley, nice to see you. Glad you're here. Jenny says I'll pull a card to turn it around sometimes. So doing that tarot magic, is that what you're talking about? Julia, my 3-card spread usually turns out to be a sentence answering, what do I need to know about this situation? Then I'll ask my next question. Sure. Jenny, have you ever taken a card to court before? It's really fun and powerful. I do not know that technique. Would you tell us more? Irene, 3 cards, 3 parts of the day, morning, afternoon, and evening. Yep, I love that. Okay, so Nalini likes the reversing cards for magic. Robin, what spread do you suggest when you know the querent's life too well? Okay, anyone who wants to speak to this, reading for someone you know really well, which also is like reading for yourself, where you can't be objective, tag it objectivity. It's not about the spread, it's about the state of mind. What you have to be able to do is to back away and say, okay, let me lay out the cards. If I did not know this person, what would I say? And I sometimes say that to my regular clients. I have clients that have been with me literally for 25 years. So, I'll say to them, if I didn't know you at all, this is what I would say. And I have to do that for myself too. And part of that is like consciously releasing all of your attachment to outcome. Because that's the problem. When we know people well, we have attachment to a story and we have an attachment to an outcome. And we have to release that attachment, right? Ooh, strength, heart, and challenge. That's from Karen. I love that. From Betty, what card has been stalking everyone lately? Mine is the Three of Wands. Well, Betty, if you had to have a stalker, that's a damn good one, I got to tell you. Mine has been the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm going to go back now to the Suit of Wands. If you want to speak about the Suit of Wands, tag it Wands. And remember, I did a class about this. So if you go to the playlist live tarot webinars, you'll find the class on the Suit of Wands. So Wands is the suit of fire. It's interesting to note that in many decks, we do not see the wands as being flaming. We see them as having sprouts. They're sprouting. And that's because fire is the chi life force energy. That's what fire is. And so when we look at fire metaphysically, it's anything that you have energy for. And it can be creative energy, passionate energy, angry energy, motivational energy, sexual energy, anything that is life force energy, anything that is motivation, anything that is creative, anything about which you are passionate. That's the way I see it. What would you like to add to that? Go ahead and let us know. Hashtag wands. Okay. Okay, let's see. I'm checking through here. Lots of good conversations here. Remember, like the whole trick to getting the most out of these tarot meetups is read the chat. Don't just listen to me, because I'm sitting here reading the chat too. Read the chat. And if you go back and archive, the chat will appear 24 hours after we're no longer live. That's how long it takes to process. So if you go back and the chat's not there, wait 24 hours. It will be. Okay. Julia says she's not using spreads as much. She's just dialoguing with the cards, which is that's a great technique as well. And so for Irene's 3-card spread, it's Monday, Wednesday, weekend. Got it. Horse fan done. What about drawing out cards in rows of 5 like the Lenormand tableau? We did a major arcana tableau. We did a whole class on that once. You can find that in the archive. It's a thing. It's a thing. Is it possible, Jill, is it possible to get an objective reading when somebody knows you well? Depends on the skill of the reader. And that is their skill to get out of their own way. And I think the reader has to be really honest, and they have to be able to say, this is coming from the fact that I know you, or this is really what I'm feeling psychically. I mean, it's hard. It depends on the reader. It depends on the situation. Okay, from Chriswell, and again, thank you for becoming a member of this channel. Wands. I see the wands as the fire, passion, action, like the lion from The Wizard of Oz. I see Bert Lahr as the total embodiment of all the wands. That's so fun. Right, or give an objective reading, says Jill. Yeah, well, and that's what we all have to work for as tarot readers, is that ability to be objective. And what are those exercises? I take all of my concerns, attachments, whatever, and I put them into this mental box and I put them over there. I breathe, I affirm, I really work on this place of compassionate detachment, getting out of my own way. But even with people I don't know, the attachment to outcome can show up. And I see the story so quickly, I can become attached to a particular story. The problem, too, with reading for people you know well is you'll see the story you know versus the story you don't know. And so you have to be open to the idea that the cards can talk about more than one story at the same time. So it's very easy if you've held your friend's hand through her divorce and you see cards coming up and you're like, oh, that's about the divorce, that's about the divorce. It may well be, but you have to be open-minded enough to know it could also be about something happening more recently. So that's it too. And lots of stalker cards coming up here. And Karen says the objectivity question, we'll be reading for family and friends next week. How do you give them bad news if it comes up? So, the thing is, we have to recognize that anything that we see is just a projection. It's a forecast. It's not, we don't know for sure, right? No one can really predict the future. And so we know that we could be wrong. We know we could be seeing it wrong. We know we could be misinterpreting it. And so we have to say what we see, but we have to say it if we know that it is different. And first of all, I don't like to look at it as bad news or good news. I like to look at it as, what the person would prefer to hear or what the person would prefer not to hear. And so then you can say, look, I know this is not what you would prefer to hear, but the way I'm seeing it is you're dealing with this, this, and this. And so this that you want to have happen may not happen, but we also have this and this going on. So that could be good. So I always try to find the thing that is also good and helpful. So you always want to end on a more positive note, even if you can't give them the outcome they're looking for, or the forecast they're looking for. Okay. And from Dave, best advice from my Reiki teacher. I found it applies to acting and now could relate it to tarot as well. It's not about you. Get out of the way. You're a conduit. Exactly. Hey, makeup and fashion insomnia. So nice to see you here. Thanks for being here and thanks for being a member of this channel. Have I ever used the vice versa deck? I have not. Okay, here's a question from Kathy. I did a 12-card spread with the weight deck for a woman 36 months pregnant. No. The child, I did not know her. However, maybe it was 36 weeks pregnant, maybe. The child is now 2 years old. I did not know her before the reading. The reading was more applicable to her son. Should I avoid reading for a woman close to birth? Not necessarily, Kathy. I think that can happen. And sometimes we get crossover even when there's two people in the same room. And so that can happen. Crossover can happen. But, if that's what she needed to hear about, that's what she needed to hear about. I wouldn't worry about it. And I think as you get more practice, you will get better at avoiding the cross. And Julia, regarding bad news, we may think something is bad news, which may be an important learning lesson with the opportunity to grow in some way. Absolutely. Robin, that's so kind of you. Thank you. Yeah, I figured that must have been weeks. Have we gotten an explanation of taking a card to court? I have not yet seen it. If we had, and we're all really interested, we would all like to know. Inquiring minds would like to know. Okay. A clumsy clairvoyance often sees wands as growth. So we're in our final 10 minutes. And people agree with me regarding Kathy that, maybe she needed to hear that reading for her son. Maybe that was exactly what she needed at that time. Now, let's see. Have we answered all the questions that have come up? Anyone else? A few people talked about their favorite go-to spreads for sure. People talked about their favorite 3-card spreads. People are talking about their stalker cards. My question to you, who have been having stalker cards recently, do you have an idea of why they're stalking you, what they mean, what they're telling you? That can be very interesting. And sometimes you'll think you know, and then something will happen and you'll be like, oh my gosh, that's what that was about. But any ideas, or do you have any questions about those stalker cards? Like, I've been getting the 8 of Pentacles, and that's like really obvious to me that I'm just working, learning, teaching, working, learning, teaching, all of that. So in our final few moments, I've got questions for you. I am getting our free classes together for August. Thinking about doing a class on tarot poetry, thinking about doing a class on tarot history, thinking about doing a class on the aces and tens and how they work together. How do you feel about those topics? What other topics would you like free classes on? That's an interesting question. I will let you know I'm not doing a Zoom class in July. I will be resuming Zoom classes in August, but they're now going to be hybrid. So for people who are local, you can come to class in person. For people who are not local, you can come to class on Zoom. I'm setting up my conference room to allow that. Okay. Hey, Ivana, nice to see you. Glad that you're here. Thanks so much. We do these meetups a couple of times a month. We're in our last 8 minutes, and we're just chatting about tarot. So any questions or thoughts you have about tarot, go ahead and ask. So glad that you're here. Peggy Lou, you like the aces and tens. Okay. I'll get that in for August. Any other requests? Kathy's all about the tarot history. Man, I could rant about tarot history for a long time. And I'm not a huge tarot historian, but the thing is, there is sort of settled historical thinking that is based on evidence. Evidential. It really is. And it's different than what a lot of people want it to be. Okay. So can someone take a moment and look up taking a tarot card to court and see what they see? Karen, tarot every damn day. There we go. Dave likes the topics. Good. Clumsy clairvoyance, stalker cards. Might have been the Page and Knight of Swords. I think the question I would have about them is if they're another's energy or myself, or maybe just the energy. If those cards were stalking me, I would say it's time to write. Do you write? Do you like to write? Are you a writer? Should you be writing? That's where I would go with that. Okay, so people are really liking the tarot history. So I guess in August, we're going to do tarot history and the aces and tens, and then we'll do poetry in September, perhaps. How about that? And again, with the caveat that I am not the expert of tarot history, but I'm expert enough to know it didn't come from Egypt. We do know the origins of tarot, and let's put many other myths to bed. I want to sue the 10 of Swords. I hear that. Jill wants a class on how to get used to a new deck that is way different from what you've learned from. And and I will say straight up, and we can talk about that here, #new-deck. Read the book that comes with it and really just pay attention to that book. And then go through and look at each card and see how it makes sense. You really have to have a getting to know you session with those kinds of decks. Dave, if there's one person in this world I'd like to hear ramble about tarot all day, it would be you. Oh, that is so sweet. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Oh, you do write. Okay, clumsy clairvoyance. That's your marching orders for the universe. Get thee to writing, my friend. Okay. Irene, can we do talking stories card by card? What questions to ask? Do me a favor, email me your thoughts on that. Oh, Veronica, nice to see you agreeing with tarot history. Benabel Wen is justice. Well, that makes sense because in her day job, Benabel is an attorney. So that absolutely makes sense, yes. All right, so we are in our last 5 minutes. That means you can continue these conversations and continue with questions. But that also means it is time for shameless self-promotion. Do you have a website, a blog, a YouTube channel, an Insta account, something that you'd like to promote? Go ahead and put it in here. A blog post that you have written that you're curious about. So Peggy Lou is being stalked by the Emperor and the Hierophant. So the government and the church is stalking you. Do you not like the government and the church? Are there men around you that you are not comfortable with? Are you having issues with the medical community? Are you having issues with sort of the leadership that is? Okay, Karen, you want to like symbols in the weight deck specifically? Maybe, Karen? Yeah. So being stalked by the Emperor and the Hierophant, are there people around you who are being too bossy? Are you not being the boss of your life the way you should? You know, all those things. So again, time for shameless self-promotion. Here it comes. Most appreciated. I would like it if you would like this video, please. And if you have not subscribed, please do. If you'd like to join, please do. We really appreciate it. All right. So my shameless self-promotion, I am available for readings by phone, Skype, FaceTime, Messenger, Zoom, here in person in my office in Palm City if you're local. All you have to do is go to my website, tarotbychristiana.com or christianagaudet.com. You can find my contact information there and reach out to me, or you can schedule directly. Would love to see you. And make sure that you look. We've got a whole row of upcoming videos. Here's how it works. My weekly videos, like I'll be on at noon tomorrow with the weekly wrap-up. I'll be on at noon 30. This is all Eastern time, noon 30 on Saturday with the Saturday Psychic Sampler. Those I put up the day of. But the classes and the meetup I put up a few weeks in advance. And so you can see them. And thank you so much for another super chat from Clumsy Clairvoyant. She's putting you all to shame. Thank you so much for that. We really appreciate that. We appreciate your support. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you for being here. And a special shout out to our members for making all of this possible. Of course, members have members only videos. And in the community tab, there's some members only stuff. I just put up a picture there for members only recently. But there's other stuff in the community tab too, so make sure you check all that out. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so very much. If you can come to Panera in Palm City on Sunday, 4 p.m., please do be there. I look forward to seeing you again. Kathy, was this your first time here? Thank you so much for being here. Really, really appreciated. We always have so much fun when we do this. And as I said, we'll do it twice a month. And we do 2 free classes a month. And as I said, the free readings that come up like 4 times a week. If you have a specific question, Saturday Psychic Sampler at 12:30 Eastern Time, that's when you can ask a specific question. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you. I will look forward to seeing y'all soon. Take really good care of yourselves wherever you are in the world. Be good.